Good evening and welcome to the College of Education's 11th Annual Celebrating Excellence Award Ceremony. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tabitha Butler and I'm the Executive Director of Philanthropy for the College of Education. This is my third year emceeing the event and our third year in a different location. I'm afraid what we're going to find out next year is the location isn't the problem, perhaps it's the MC. No. It was just 1 year ago that we started holding events in this amazing space. I am here so often, it is easy to take for granted. So please, with me, take a moment to really enjoy this space, how it's set up, our windows, and where it's located. It is really incredible. But what you don't know as audience members is I actually have the best view of the sunset out the windows. Idaho Central Credit Union may have named this building, but it is on a foundation of educators. Your names are on the bricks, the pavers, and even some of the offices in this building. And it was actually educators who had the vision for this building all those years ago. Although I'm not surprised that this building would be dreamed up by educators. Our educators, those in this room, those that we are honoring tonight, and all of our alumni see the potential in the future through their students. We are forever grateful for your future thinking. It is why it was so important to the dean and I that we see so many of your names up in lights on our donor wall at the College of Education. If you haven't seen it, we invite you to come and see it anytime. So to our generous donors, members of ISU's administration, and friends of the College of Education, our esteemed alumni, and incredible students, faculty, and staff of Idaho State, I thank you for your support and for joining us tonight. I feel so blessed to be in this role of working directly with alumni and selfless donors in the honorable goal of seeing our students succeed. We appreciate you joining us for this remarkable event in recognition of the accomplishments of those that mean so much to our college. I'd like to welcome to the podium the very best dean on campus, Dr. Jean McGivney-Burrell. Dr. McGivney-Burrell serves as the Dean of the College of Education.
Thank you, Tabitha. And yes, welcome everybody to the 2024 College of Education Celebrating Excellence Ceremony. It is a beautiful space, and we're so happy to be with all of you tonight to celebrate our award winners. To everyone here in the room and to those of you tuning in on YouTube, thank you for being with us to celebrate our most deserving faculty, staff, students, alumni, leaders, and partners. Before we start recognizing our awardees, I would like to take a moment to thank a few people. First and foremost, Abby Moon, where are you? Please stand up. I'll embarrass you, and just stay standing, please. Abby is our Director of Marketing and Communications and Outreach in the College of Ed, and she's done incredible work to make tonight happen, from leading the committee that selected the awardees, to organizing the poster session, to helping make the room look as lovely as it does, and all the other things, big and small, you have done to make this event happen. We are so grateful. And in your characteristic style, you've done it calmly, happily, and skillfully, so thank you very much for your work. It's her birthday on Monday, too, so if I could actually sing, I would lead a rendition of Happy Birthday, but I'll just leave it at that. Happy early birthday. Well, I think so. I think we should ask. Many thanks also to Sheldon Harris, who stand on up. He's our coordinator of technology and facilities, who's overseeing much of the technology needs this evening, including getting all of the TVs ready and presentations loaded for faculty, staff, and students. Early on in the planning process, I said, Sheldon, how many TVs do you think we could get in here? He said, I think 20 is max. But he adjusted with the 28 poster sessions, and so thank you for being flexible and for supporting all of our technology and facilities needs. I guess it's the power table there. Laura, your turn. Laura McRae is our Dean's Office Management Assistant who helped in planning this event. Laura, for all the things you do, big and small, to make sure the trains are running on time, thank you for your help in all things. And of course, Tabitha, who in addition to all the other things she did to help plan today, she also agreed to MC the event in what is the busiest year for everybody working in development. And I want to take an opportunity now to acknowledge that Tabitha was recently promoted to become the Executive Director of Philanthropy, excuse me, that's a hard word to say, at ISU. So let's give her a round of applause for that promotion. She is not leaving the College of Ed, just for the record. So more people to thank. I need to acknowledge the members of the Celebrating Excellence Committee, including Abby, Sheldon, Laura, and Tabitha, Raylene, Patty Mortensen, and Esther Natuli, who couldn't be here tonight. Her son plays basketball and broke his leg in several places, so she is tending to him tonight, but she's with us here in spirit. So thank you. I want to thank all the faculty, staff, and students who took time to nominate the award winners. This is an important act of kindness, an expression of gratitude that I think we could all use a lot more of. Thank you for the faculty and staff who took the time to share their scholarship, teaching, professional development, or student engagement projects so that we could all have a window into the range and quality of incredibly innovative work that is being done in the college. And I need to give a special shout out. Are there student presenters in the room still? If there are, would you stand up, please? Come, yeah, don't be shy. Yes. Yes, thank you. You know, it takes a lot of guts to get up there and to present your work and to answer questions being asked about your research, and you all did it incredibly skillfully with great confidence. So thank you for doing that. Who else? Last but definitely not least, I want to thank all of the staff at the Alumni Center, especially Mackenzie. I don't think she's in the room right now. Bill and Brian, who allowed us to use this beautiful space and make sure everything ran smoothly. And to our Chartwell's staff, thank you for providing us with much needed nourishment for tonight. As the event title suggests, we are here to celebrate excellence, and I remain grateful that we have so much to celebrate in the College of Education. If you were able to catch the slideshow or the poster session, you caught a glimpse of some of the outstanding accomplishments on the part of faculty, staff, and students this year. And while I don't have the time to share with you everything awesome that happened in the college, I will mention just a few highlights. Last year, we launched our second cohort of the Paraprofessional to Certified Teacher program in partnership with now 6 school districts. Which involves paying full tuition scholarships for now 50 paraprofessionals to work towards their college degree and teacher certification. This fall, we will be adding a third cohort in partnership with more than 10 districts, and we will have upwards of 75 students enrolled in that program. This is just an incredible opportunity for them, their families, and the districts that employ them, so we're very proud of that. I want to thank the Ken Center staff and TESS faculty for stepping up and working hard to make sure these students are supported as they return to school. In some cases after decades, while juggling full-time work, raising children, or taking care of parents. I'm pleased to say that this year has been the most successful, well, one more thing, yes, I'm pleased to say that this year has been one of the most successful years for fundraising in the college's history. By year end, we will have received commitments and gifts totaling $2.4 million, the vast majority of which go to scholarships to help support students, some of whom, without these gifts, would not be able to access a higher education. So we're proud of that. As Tabitha mentioned, in honor of all those who have given so generously to the college, we have unveiled a new donor wall in the lobby of the building, and please reach out to Tabitha if you haven't seen it. She will show you around. In equally happy news, I believe this is the first year ever that the College of Education had a finalist in each of the 3 categories of ISU Distinguished Faculty Awards. For those of you who don't know, these are the top awards across the university for excellence in teaching, research, and service. And given that we are a relatively small college and that there are more than 650 faculty at ISU, this is a very big deal. We have 2 folks here I'm going to ask you to stand. The first person can't be here. She's on sabbatical. Wendy Ruckty was recognized for outstanding teaching. But Joel Bocanegra, Joel, would you please stand? He was recognized for outstanding research. And Elaine Foster, who was recognized for outstanding service. We have one more award winner in our midst. Suyin Lin was selected as the recipient of the 2024 ISU Excellence in General Education Award for Objective 9 Cultural Diversity. Would you please stand, Suyin? couple of more points of pride, and then we really will get onto the business of the evening. In the last 2 years in the college, we have increased by sixfold the amount of external grant dollars we have applied for annually to support teaching, learning, research, and innovation. And we have tripled the number of grant dollars received, which is more than $3 million this year. This includes a pending $1.2 million collaborative proposal by Corey Bennett to the National Science Foundation to diversify and grow the STEM teacher pipeline. In addition, this spring, Joel Bocanegra will be working with colleagues Erica Coles and Howard Fan to submit a multi-million-dollar proposal to develop a grow your own model, which will involve fully funding and training school-based mental health providers from high-need schools who will then go back and serve the high-need community from which they come. We've also had an impressive year when it comes to the number of engaged learning opportunities for students and teaching and learning innovations, and I'll just mention a few because time is running out. But I wanted to highlight earlier today, Ali Mott, Maren Hunter, and Taylor Elizondo organized a Human Performance and Sports Studies Research Day, where more than 20 students presented findings from research in exercise science, outdoor education, and sport management. Every student I had the opportunity to interact with spoke knowledgeably and confidently about their projects, and I suspect this experience, both the research and the presentation, will help them as they launch into their careers and on to graduate school. Yesterday, David Coughlin, who's actually up doing Lego work at University of Idaho today, and Barry Wong, who is here with us today, had a soft opening of their Improve Lab, which is going to be a space for developing multimedia instruction and research with capabilities extending to virtual reality, 3D printing, and technology-based instruction. This lab will also serve as a place for improving teaching materials, conducting research, and expanding grant capabilities. Next month, Amanda Eller and Suzanne, you stand up if you don't mind. You might have seen their trail posters today. They will once again lead a rural and you can keep standing. People get a look at you. Rural and cultural immersion experience for our teacher ed students so they have a better understanding of the culture of remote schools, rural remote schools, and what it means to teach in them, with the hope that someday our students might consider pursuing jobs in this area. Every student I talked to from your program last year spoke highly of the experience, and I think even one took a job in a rural school as a result. So thank you very much for your work. I also want to let you know, because I know there's a number of retired educators in the room, we are continuing to have a significant and positive impact on our local schools. Erica Coles, Erica, are you still there? Yeah, there you go. You can stand up too. She's a faculty member in the school psych department program and is working with School District 25, district intervention team to help teachers and school leaders problem solve around challenging student behavior. She has developed and led in-service teacher training to address knowledge and skill barriers as well as beliefs that may impede implementation, with the goal of developing a more effective model to reduce classroom disruptions and increase positive student outcomes through better connections with students. Thank you for the work that you're doing in School District 25. And Wendy Ruchty, who couldn't be here, is working with the Idaho National Labs and Shoban on obtaining STEM certification, which, once done, would mean that Shoban would be the first Native or tribal school in the nation to receive this honor. So hats off to Wendy and her work in that area. I could go on and on and on, but I just wanted to give you all just a snapshot of some of the great things happening in the College of Ed this year. And all of this happens because our faculty and our staff are tireless in their efforts and because they care deeply about our students and the community that we reside in. I do want to add that a lot of these experiences are made possible both by our Albion Center for Professional Development. The executive director, Gabe, if you don't mind standing, is right there. He's done incredible work in that center to help support these initiatives. And to the Dean's Excellence Fund, and many of you have been generous donors to that fund over the years, so thank you for your continued support. Okay, I'm now done talking and bragging about the College of Ed. We're going to get on to the main event of tonight. As you know, we are here to honor the excellence embodied by our award recipients. To each and every one of you who are here, thank you for all you have done and continue to do to teach, mentor, lead, serve, and inspire your students, your clients, your colleagues, and your community members. Thank you for being role models in your profession, and thank you for being incredible ambassadors of the College of Education at Idaho State University. Tonight is a celebration of you. One of our award winners is back here. I need to make eye contact with her. I know you are all very busy people, some of who have traveled quite a distance to be here, and I know many of you are juggling significant and often stressful personal and professional responsibilities. My hope for all of you, award winners, is that you get to sit back for the next hour or so, put aside all of the work that you have maybe to get back to, relax and bask in the admiration and respect that your family, friends, and colleagues have for you. All of us in the College of Education benefit from the impact that you have on the world, and we're just grateful that you're doing the work you do. You are all truly an inspiration for us. So with that, I will pass the microphone back to our MC extraordinaire, Tabitha, who I'm hoping will break into song to wish Abby a happy birthday. I'm not sure that's going to happen, though.
Thank you, Dean McGivney-Burrell. To begin this evening, we want to acknowledge our Idaho State University 2024 Professional Achievement Award recipient for the College of Education, Jim Leidy. Jim holds a Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education from Idaho State University, a Master's of Education degree from School Administration from University of Nevada, Reno, and an Ed Specialist degree in School Administration from Idaho State University. For 35 years, he served as an elementary school principal in the Pocatello-Chubbuck School District. He received Idaho's National Distinguished Principal Award in 1988 and was the first Idaho elementary principal on the board of directors for the National Association of Elementary School Principals. He secured funding for the Idaho Executive Institute and co-founded Impact Software, reaching schools in 27 states. He also contributed to the Special Olympics, and most recently, he and his wife Judy started the Jim and Judy Leidy Scholarship Fund at the College of Education. His dedication continues to impact students and colleagues. And Mr. Leidy was also this very painfully shy elementary girls' school's principal as well at Wilcox. Jim will be honored at a breakfast on May 3rd to get his award, and will also lead our College of Education graduates on May 4th. Jim, if you would please stand. So tonight we begin with the College of Education Staff Excellence Award. It is presented to a staff member of Idaho State University College of Education who has had a significant impact in furthering the college's mission and vision by consistently going above and beyond the normal scope of their duties. This year, we are honored and excited to introduce Mona Hearn as the recipient of the Staff Excellence Award. Introducing Mona is Raylene Hoek, Administrative Assistant in the Kent Center for Student Success.
Good evening, everyone. I'm really excited to introduce our Staff Excellence Award winner, Ms. Mona Hearn. She's really awesome. So I didn't realize that you've probably all seen Abby's emails that went out, all the degrees she's gotten, all the countries she's lived in. It's just extraordinary. She's taught English and German. She's been a department chair. She's worked at a college and university as an instructor. I mean, she's just been all over doing all kinds of things. And wherever she goes, whatever she does, she's always been student-centered and very focused on that. And that's the skill, the biggest skill that she brings to the Kent Center as well. So I first met Mona when she came to work in the College of Ed in 2020. She was the Field Experience Coordinator. I think she still is. Yeah? Okay. I've always been impressed with her student-centered work ethic. She's tenacious, watch out, and she's determined to do what's right to help our students. So she works with, at least 100 students every semester. She's got 2 or 3 semesters that she's living in all of the time. The previous semester to get students ready for student teaching, the student teaching semester they're in, the next semester of students, she's always in flux. And she's always preparing everyone to make sure that they have an excellent student teaching experience. She's also working with cooperating teachers, university supervisors, and other people in the community to make sure they have an excellent student teaching experience. So as we know, life can be a challenge for everybody, and our students, of course, have to try and balance family and work and school and. So it's a very big challenge for them. We have some meltdowns occasionally, but that's okay. We provide Kleenexes and chocolate at Kent Center. So Mona works tirelessly, including evenings and weekends, I've seen your emails come out, to ensure that each student is taken care of to the best of her ability. She's compassionate about student issues and creative in finding options and solutions to meet our students' needs. She has frequently and reluctantly stepped out of her own comfort zone to help students whenever possible. And she keeps everybody else in the loop by CCing everybody on emails, talking about phone calls, and helping everybody during conversations. She's been very helpful in keeping all of us in the loop for decision-making process as well. So I think this personal touch and extra effort create validation and respect to everybody involved, and it always smooths the way for a satisfactory conclusion. She seems to find great joy in supporting our students, and that shows and just radiates through her. So since she began, her commitment and caring have been impressive to watch. So yeah, she stresses about everything, but it just shows that she cares. So her passion is an inspiration for her students, community connections, and coworkers. This job is really her niche, and I can't imagine her doing anything else. This is really where she belongs. So I'm thrilled to see her recognized for her hard work and diligence, and I wholeheartedly applaud her recognition at this August affair for her exceptional commitment to her students and to the teaching profession. Ms. Mona Hearn.
Anyone who knows me and knows my story, you know how much working at the College of Education means to me. When I was in 5th grade, I was born in Iran, and I'm a Baha'i, and I was sitting in my classroom, and my principal walked into the class, and she was bawling, and she had a letter in her hand. And she looked at the classroom, and she said, "Who are the Baha'is in this class?" And a number of us raised our hands, and she asked us to come to the principal's office, and she said that the Iranian parliament just passed a law that Baha'i children are not allowed to go to school anymore. And they gave us a letter, which my mom still has, and it says, a governmental letter, that says that she has straight A's and she has great citizenship, but because she's a Baha'i, she cannot come to school anymore. Because if you want to keep a group of people down, what do you take away from them? Education and access to education. Later on, my mother, my sister, and I, we fled through the mountains as refugees to Pakistan. It's a long, big story, and ended up in prison as illegal immigrants. And later on, when we were rescued and we met with the United Nations representatives, they looked at us with such compassion, and they said, only 1% of the people in the camp will ever get to leave the refugee camp, so don't put your hopes up. I feel, looking at my life, it has been a series of miracles, because somehow, after years of being on the camp, my mother, my sister, and I, we were able to leave the camp and go as refugees to Germany, and then later on coming to the United States. In my country, till today, if you're a Baha'i, you cannot go to any colleges and universities. If you're a Baha'i, you're not allowed to be a teacher or a professor or work at a university. So for me to be here and to have all my families and friends back home, I feel for many of us who are immigrants, we feel that anything we achieve and anything that we do is a miracle, and we don't take life for granted. And when I look across this room, I'm like, how lucky are we? We are such a small population in the world. We had the opportunity to go to college and study whatever we wanted. We were able to follow our calling and make that our profession. And I can't think of a greater honor and a privilege that life can offer us. I am so lucky to work with all of our students, with the staff and faculty here at the College of Education. And I'm so grateful to our donors and our alumni and for the work that you help us to continue to do to raise the level of education here in Idaho. So thank you to everyone, and thanks for allowing me to be part of this beautiful family. Thank you.
The College of Education Faculty Excellence Award is presented to a faculty member at Idaho State University College of Education who has made a significant impact, furthering the mission and vision through service, teaching, and/or research. This year, we are honored to introduce Dr. Elaine Foster as recipient of the Faculty Excellence Award. Introducing Dr. Foster is Dr. Ali Mont, Assistant Professor in the Human Performance and Sports Studies Department.
Some of you may know Dr. Elaine Foster, others may not. Dr. Elaine Foster is an assistant professor here at ISU. She's in the Department of Human Performance and Sports Studies. She actually earned her bachelor's in exercise science with a minor in coaching and a master's in athletic administration right here from the College of Education at Idaho State. And she also completed her PhD in education at the University of Idaho with an emphasis of sport pedagogy and character development. But of course, she loves ISU so much she had to come back as an assistant professor, and we love her for that. Dr. Foster's commitment to excellence in teaching is unparalleled, and I can say that with only being here for a year. So I can't imagine what some of the stories that you all have about Elaine Foster and the way that she is an excellent faculty member here. So over the years, she has consistently demonstrated a passion for fostering a positive and inclusive learning environment. For example, students regularly comment about her energy and her enthusiasm, about how she has a positive and inclusive learning environment. One student actually said that I would absolutely take another course from Dr. Foster. She creates an excellent, safe learning environment, is well prepared, has clear expectations, and is very approachable. Her innovative teaching methods, combined with a deep understanding for pedagogical principles, has resulted in a transformative educational experience for a number of students here at ISU and in our department. From my personal experience, I have seen Elaine engage and inspire so many students, creating a space where they have intellectual curiosity flourishing, and they're able to do projects, and they feel as though they are committed and immersive in that project themselves. They are leaders. She goes above and beyond to ensure that each student develops skills that can extend beyond the classroom. Some students have stated that Dr. Foster cares deeply about her students, creating meaningful experiences and assignments that help them excel in and out of the classroom. In addition to just her classroom contributions, Dr. Foster has been active participant in various educational initiatives where she helps her students actually perform these things and be leaders in these areas. So Elaine has supported and assisted students in creating and maintaining the National Girls and Women's Sports Day here at ISU. We currently had a student run that with her. She's also facilitated career path student internships for students to gain hands-on experience, actually coaching at local schools here in Pocatello. Further, she has received a grant for 2 years to take students to Shape Idaho, where they networked, they gained professional development, and they're able to present their own research. Finally, she's actually secured a grant for sending students to help with Wasatch wheelchair basketball tournament. It actually facilitated hands-on experience for students to work with athletes who have disabilities. So overall, her involvement in pedagogical development, mentoring, educational outreach initiatives has a positive rippling effect throughout the academic community here. In conclusion, really, Dr. Foster's outstanding achievements and contributions to teaching profession has not only elevated the educational experience for students, but has also enriched the academic community as a whole. And so Dr. Elaine Foster definitely stands out as an exemplary educator whose dedication has significantly impacted education here at ISU. So without further ado, Dr. Foster, will you please come forward and accept your award?
I almost forgot I had to talk. Would have walked right off. Well, friends, esteemed colleagues, I am deeply honored and humbled to accept this prestigious faculty award. This recognition is not just a testament to my individual efforts, but a reflection of the incredible support and collaboration within our academic community. It's the tireless dedication of our faculty, the passion of our students, and the unwavering commitment to excellence that truly deserves acknowledgement. I share this honor with all of you who have inspired and motivated me along this journey. Thank you for believing in me and for this incredible privilege to contribute to our shared mission of education and innovation. Actually, that was written by ChatGPT. So I asked ChatGPT to write me a 30-second speech accepting this award. Yeah, you know, just utilizing my resources. Interestingly enough, it can write a pretty good paper for students as well, although they're kind of easy to catch sometimes. The thing about ChatGPT is it can check all those boxes, right? It checked all the boxes and got the speech done for me here, but there's something missing from a logarithm that is that world of AI, and that is that humanness. See, AI can do all those things that it needs to, but it cannot actually experience what it's like to exist. It can't collaborate with incredible colleagues and mentors and all the wonderful people I've been able to work with. It can't participate in the actual experience of the blossoming understanding and the passion that is created within our students. And it also cannot create and discover and invent in a myriad of ways, only what we tell it to do, right? Tonight, this award, this whole event is a recognition of that to me. It's a reminder for us to not be subsumed by the everyday minutia, although sometimes that's necessary to get things done. Check those boxes. AI is actually very handy for writing rubrics, I'll tell you that. But the thing is that it can't do some of those things. So as Jim Garrison said, the things that are the most important is for us to give the most attention to the things that create bountiful flourishing, the things that create the greatest good and have the greatest value. These are the lessons that I've learned from many mentors and colleagues who are here tonight and many others. And I am honored to be a faculty member because of this humanness that we share within the profession. So thank you for this honor, but mostly thank you for being human with me. Thank you.
The College of Education Young Alumnus Impact Award is presented to a young alumnus of Idaho State University College of Education who has graduated in the last 10 years and has achieved significant accomplishments since degree completion. This year, we are honored and excited to introduce Ms. Carly Maloney as a recipient of this award. Carly was nominated by Dr. Wendy Ruckdy, Associate Professor in Teaching and Educational Studies Department. Wendy was unable to be here this evening, so introducing Carly will be Dean McGivney Burrell.
So Carly Maloney graduated with honors from the Idaho State University College of Education in 2014, earning a Bachelor's of Arts in Secondary Education and certifications to teach English as a second language, English, literature, composition, and psychology. And she did all of this while playing on the Idaho State University women's soccer team. As Tabitha mentioned, Professor Ruchte, who nominated Carly, can't be here, but offered the following quote. I had the pleasure of working with Carly when she was a student in the College of Education pursuing her degree. Not only was she a great student and an athlete, but an all-around amazing person. She excelled above and beyond her coursework. While at ISU, Carly's commitment to athletics often took her away from classes, but what consistently amazed her faculty was Carly's ability to stay on top of the assignments and even teach her classmates, who were actually in class every day, about what was going on in class. Presently, Carly is in her 10th year as a secondary educator for Davis School District, where she teaches advanced placement psychology and English language development courses for students she describes as linguistically gifted. And she does this at her alma mater, Viewmont High School in Bountiful, but not Idaho. I'm trying to take credit. Utah. We'll take you, though, if you want to come back. As a testament of Carly's leadership, she is a member of the Davis District Teacher Leader Fellowship, which is the first teacher leadership cohort in her district. She is also a teacher leader mentor for early career teachers and a professional learning coach for experienced teachers. She's only 10 years into her career. The words and phrases Carly's students use to describe her are understanding, makes learning exciting, has energy that everyone can feed off of, and my personal favorite, she's really good at building relationships with her students and being someone we can all rely on. Carly's excellence in teaching has not gone unnoticed. In 2023, in recognition of her excellence in teaching and in her commitment to teaching English language learners, Carly was honored with the prestigious Davis School District Teacher of the Year Award. While this is impressive in its own right, soon after receiving the District Teacher of the Year Award, a committee consisting of representatives from parents and teacher advocacy organizations, charter schools, and the Utah State Board of Education named Carly the 2024 Utah Teacher of the Year. I think she deserves a round of applause for that one. Now, according to Google, there are more than 25,000 teachers in Utah, so that you were chosen as one of them as the recipient so early in your career is simply remarkable and speaks to the kind of teacher you are. Someone who's knowledgeable, passionate, gracious, caring, collaborative, and someone who advocates fiercely for teachers and the profession of teaching. One brief anecdote, when Tabitha went to visit Carly in her classroom to congratulate her for being named Utah Teacher of the Year, Tabitha had to wait in line to speak to Carly. You see, a fellow teacher needed advice for how best to support an ESL student in his class. Of course, Carly stopped what she was doing, took time to listen, to ask questions, to offer insights, and to provide words of encouragement. The teacher left the room and with a knowing look to Tabitha said, "And that is why Carly is the Teacher of the Year." Carly, you embody all that we hope to inspire in our future educators. Thank you for inspiring us with the work that you do. And I love the story of your grandpa Dean and his inspiration for you to pursue the field of teaching. Even though he was trying to talk you into work as a lawyer or scientist, he was happy you chose the profession. And I know he and your grandma are looking down from you from heaven, wishing they could be here, but holding you in their hearts with incredible love and pride. So congratulations on this well-deserved award. We're so happy for you.
Wow, that is really hard to follow. And it's hard to follow both of you. That was absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for all that you do. I agree. I think humanity and stories are where I want to start tonight. So when I was 6 years old, my mother over there, she bought me my first easel. And I set it up and I started putting stuffed animals in a circle. And that was my first classroom. And I was practicing my teacher voice, and I got pretty bossy. Like, I actually got some of the neighbor kids roped into my class, and I thought it was going really, really well. But we did have a few of their parents call my mom and say that they were actually doing the homework that I had assigned instead of the homework they needed to be doing. Bossy or assertive, it just kept going from there. As the amazing Dean mentioned, my grandpa Dean, when I was in 4th grade, he loved to tease me. He was a school bus driver, and school bus drivers have the most incredible impact on students. And I think he knew I was going to be an educator, but he just wanted to know if I wanted it, if I was willing to work for it. And so he would challenge me every Sunday family dinner. He would tease me. He'd be like, "Carly, what do you want to be when you grow up?" I said, "I want to be a teacher, Grandpa." "Are you sure?" And he was bald then, and he was bald before he passed, and he would furrow his brow. "Are you sure? Do you want to be a teacher? Do you want to be a scientist? Use those brains to be a scientist." And I'd get kind of frustrated. So I would prepare the next thing I would tell him. The next family dinner, he'd say, "Well, what about a lawyer?" And I really was so determined. My 4th grade teacher gave us the reflections prompt that year. And it was, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I was like, this is my chance to prove it to him. And in my essay, I wrote this: "The education profession is the greatest profession because all other professions come through it." That is the impact that every one of you has by encouraging this field. We have professions that come through our classroom that don't even exist yet. That's incredible. And I convinced him. Needless to say, I convinced him, and he supported me so much in my path towards education. On that trajectory towards education, I had very impactful teachers. Teachers I would want to go give this award to. Teachers I would want to give the Utah Teacher of the Year award to. I had a 2nd grade teacher who introduced me to tenacious and fierce female characters in literature. I had a 3rd grade writing teacher who stayed my pen pal until my sophomore year. She taught me how to write in cursive. I can still write in cursive, and I'm proud of that. I had a high school history teacher who realized I was having a hard time when my brother was deployed. She pulled me aside. She asked how I was doing. That meant everything to me. I had a psychology teacher who recognized my own challenges with mental health. She taught me about this thing called the brain. And it's a big reason why I teach psychology today. I know that these K-12 educators are the reason why I'm a teacher, but I want to talk about this place for a second. When I was a junior, I made a commitment to play soccer for Idaho State University. I remember driving in with my dad, and I had never been here before. The soccer field was beautiful. The pillars were beautiful, but do you know what I loved? The campus. Soccer provided me an opportunity for higher education, but the College of Education was the reason why I figured out who I am and what I want to do. When I drove here today, I left my students. I told them that I was coming home because I am coming home. I'm so grateful for my time at Idaho State University. This is the type of university where people like Tabitha drive to Viewmont High School in Bountiful, Utah, and bring a bag of merchandise and congratulate you. That's what Bengals do. I'm so, so proud to call myself a Bengal, and I'm so honored by this. Thank you so much.
You left something up there, Bridges. The College of Education Alumni Teaching Excellence Award is presented to an alumnus of Idaho State University College of Education in recognition of outstanding achievement and contribution through their teaching. This year, we are honored and excited to introduce Ms. Rosa Gonzalez as recipient of this award. Introducing Rosa is Dr. Amanda Eller, Clinical Professor in Teaching and Educational Studies Department.
All right, you all are a hard act to follow, so. Forgive my old eyes, I need these. So, Rosa, she goes by Kaylee in her real life, but I know her as Rosa. So Rosa Kaylee Gonzalez is an Idaho State University alumnus who graduated from the College of Education's Teacher Prep program in 2016 with a bachelor's degree in elementary education and a mathematics endorsement. Rosa attended the education program at the Twin Falls campus, which is where I'm based. And as the College of Ed faculty member located in Twin Falls, like I just said, I was lucky enough to have her in several classes throughout the course of her program. From the moment I met Rosa, I was impressed with her dedication to excellence and to not letting anything get in the way of her pursuing her goal of becoming a teacher. I learned that Rosa had been an English language learner in school herself and was a first-generation college student. I remember her adorable little boys. They were a baby and a toddler at the time. They're 10 and 11 years old. Time flies. And Rosa was just determined to be a role model for them too. Rosa was one of those students who I just knew would go on to do great things as a professional educator. Rosa started her teaching career as a 5th grade teacher at Summit Elementary in Jerome, Idaho. And Summit is the 4th, 5th grade school for the entire district. That same year is when Jerome started a new dual immersion Spanish-English program at the kindergarten and 1st grade levels. Rosa told me that she was immediately interested in the program. As an English language learner herself, she knew she wanted to be involved in that dual immersion program. In 2017, Rosa received a grant that allowed her to earn her English as a second language endorsement and then continued in that education. And after a pause during COVID years, earned her master's degree in curriculum and instruction with an emphasis in bilingual education. Rosa completed this additional education while waiting patiently, or not so patiently, for the dual immersion program to reach its way to that 4th grade level, meaning it would be coming to Summit where she worked. And while she stayed actively involved in the background as the program grew and evolved each year. The year that the dual immersion program came to Summit, Rosa moved from teaching 5th to 4th so that she could be the first 4th grade Spanish language teacher in Jerome's dual immersion program. Just for some quick context for you, this program is completely two-way. Students spend half of their day learning in English with one teacher and half of their day learning in Spanish with the other teacher. About 50% of the students are native English speakers and 50% are native Spanish speakers. In K-3, the students learn math and science in Spanish while learning English language arts literacy in English, although both classes, of course, support the other somewhat. Then when the students get to 4th grade, where Rosa was, those class content areas switch, and the students learn Spanish literacy, which La Rosa taught them. And they learn math and English, although again, they both support each other, especially in that first year as students are making that important switch linguistically. So Rosa continued teaching 4th grade in Spanish for 3 years, then she looped up with a class to 5th grade, which is where she has remained. As the lead Spanish teacher in the dual immersion program at Summit, Rosa mentioned she was able to experiment and help determine which practices help students be most successful in the program. Rosa has served as a dual language immersion mentor to several other teachers as the program has evolved and grown, and as it has continued into the junior high and now the high school. Next year, Jerome School District will be opening a new school and reorganizing all of the elementary schools to be K-5. The entire dual immersion program will be at Summit, and Rosa will be leading the way. She's currently working on a degree in administration and will be completing her administrative internship as well, helping lead the dual immersion program into the future in dual capacities. As I wrap up my remarks, I'd like to reiterate Rosa's dedication to educational excellence, her passion for teaching, her dedication to being a role model for students, especially some of those who are facing some of the same challenges she did as an English language learner. Rosa is one of those teachers who lifts students up, who exemplifies the power of lifelong learning, and who challenges students to reach their full potential and follow their dreams. As I mentioned at the beginning, I knew when I first had Rosa in that very first class that she would be an amazing teacher. Sometimes you just know, you know. I'm proud to have been her professor. I'm proud to have her as an ISU Twin Falls Teacher Prep Program alum. And I've continued to follow her progress, you know, and just keep track of her. And every time I hear another wonderful thing she does, I'm just so proud. It touches my heart. So now I'm happy to introduce Rosa Kaylee Gonzalez as the 2024 Alumni Teaching Excellence Award winner. Rosa, please come forward.
Thank you so much to Dr. Eller and the Idaho State University College of Education. It is an honor for me to stand here today. I also have my speech, and just to be safe, I'll go by it. To be recognized by someone as esteemed as Dr. Eller, it is a great accomplishment. Her dedication and her support throughout my journey in the program has definitely made a huge impact in the way I teach now. And thank you for believing in me and recognizing the passion and dedication that I bring to this profession. Although today is not just about me, it is about all the educators that somehow guided me to get to where I am today. It is because of them that I can stand here as a first-generation student and as a testament of how when you guide and support someone, they can get far. This award also signifies the passion and dedication that my family has guided me with throughout this journey. And it also shows their sacrifices as they have guided me to get here today. Last but not least, it is also a symbol of the passion and dedication that my students bring to the classroom every single day. They truly inspire me to be better and to continue my journey of growth. So as I accept this award today, I want to express my greatest gratitude to each and all of the persons or people that have impacted me. To Dr. Eller and all the educators who believed in me, thank you for seeing something that perhaps I did not see in myself. To my family, thank you for all the love and support and guidance that you have provided me. And to my students, thank you for always inspiring me. And I just want to leave you with this thought, which has been my philosophy all throughout my journey. Education is a never-ending learning experience.
The College of Education Alumni Leadership Excellence Award is presented to an alumnus of Idaho State University College of Education who has had at least 5 years of professional experience and who has demonstrated exceptional leadership in their respective field. This year, I'm honored and excited to introduce Dr. Jared Boyrup as the recipient of this award. Introducing Dr. Boyrup is Dr. John Curry, Professor and Chair of the Organizational Learning and Performance Department.
All right, hey, look, y'all, okay? Going one of the last of this is terrible because everybody sounds fantastic. I leaned over to Jared and I said, holy smokes, we still have to go. And we were trying to figure out how we could sneak out the door. So, sorry if we're not better. But really, I'm really happy to be here to introduce Jared, who's a guy that I just really have enjoyed over the years. I don't remember the first time I met him. I'm pretty sure he was a graduate student when we met, and I was already teaching. We met at a professional conference, but I do remember thinking, that dude is really tall. But then, you know, as I got to know him over the years, and I don't remember the first time we talked about research, but I remember the first time we talked about research, I thought, oh my gosh, that guy's really smart. But like I said, I've known him through our professional organization, and there's just really not words to describe how he is viewed in our organization. Our field is relatively small, and we all know each other really well internationally. And I've always been struck by how professional Jared is in all of his interactions. But it was interesting when it was announced he got this award. I reposted it on my Facebook account, which of course only proves to my 14-year-old daughter that Facebook's for old people. But it's in our field, everybody uses Facebook, and we all talk to each other professionally over Facebook. But as I posted that on Facebook, it was interesting to see all of the congratulations that came in. And they were congratulations from really, really well-respected researchers globally. People who were former presidents of our organizations, people who have just changed educational policy. And as a matter of fact, just today, I got a message from one of the former editors of one of the top journals in our field, sent me a message today and goes, "Hey, is Jared actually going to be there in person today?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm introducing him." And he said, "Well, tell him I said hi." So Chuck says hi. But you know, as I know him, I think, man, this guy is just really respected. Dr. Borup's official bio reads, Jared Borup is an associate professor in the Division of Learning Technologies at George Mason University. He is also a third-generation educator with over 20 years of teaching experience, including 6 years as a social studies teacher for the Idaho Falls School District 91. Borup earned a master's degree from Idaho State University's College of Education in 2006 and a PhD from Brigham Young University in 2013. In his current position, he is in charge of Mason's Learning Technologies and School Master's Program, which is devoted to improving teacher practices in online and blended learning environments. His current research interests include developing online learning communities and identifying support systems for adolescent learner success in online environments. His research includes 70 publications focused largely on communication and support systems within online and blended learning environments. It should also be noted that in 2022, Jared was recognized by researchers at Stanford University as one of the top 2% most cited researchers in our field for that year. Dr. Jared Borup is truly impressive and well respected. His work is well known. But with all of that being said, Jared is a good guy and a great man. And for me, that's the most excellent part of him that I would love to see celebrated. So Jared, come on up, bud.
He is tall. We're confirming that right now.
That was uncomfortable. First, I want to thank the dean and everyone that organized this event. This is truly amazing. And all the student presenters here, it was so great talking to you. I do remember when I met John because he actually gave me attention as a grad student. And I really appreciated that at the time. It meant a lot to me. But I know I'm not the only one. John is a natural mentor, and if you need any proof, look at the Bengal review on your tables. That's him on the cover, hooding a doctoral student. Now open it up to page 31, and then you'll see John with a large group of faculty and students at our professional organization. And that's just John. He really embodies that spirit of mentoring and care and community. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. So I get to research online and blended learning, and I love doing that. And what I really appreciate doing is going and presenting. I do a lot of presentations and workshops. And whenever I do that, afterwards I always get the same question. So I thought I'd answer that right now. And the answer is I'm 6'8" tall. And when I present internationally, the answer is I'm 2 meters, 5 centimeters. So. But one thing I really focus on is community. So the second most frequent question I get is, what do students need? What type of support do online students need to be successful? And I answer that a little differently. I say it's not a type of support, it's a type of community. So in order for online learners to be successful, they need their personal community. So for me, that was my family and friends, and some of them are here. My mother-in-law is filming this right now. I think she needs proof. I think she was shocked more than anyone that I was getting this award, my father-in-law. And my mom. My mom is a retired English teacher and really one of my heroes. She was also my English teacher in high school. So if you want proof that people can grow and learn, ask her how good of a writer I was in high school. It was very poor. In fact, when I came back from my LDS mission in Portugal, I was so excited to come home and go into my bedroom and take a much needed nap. But what greeted me on my bed was a list of words that I frequently misspelled in my letters home. So I had to take a spelling test first before. So my mom really helped me become a good writer one red pencil check mark at a time, you know. So I really want to recognize that. The other type of community is the course community or the program community that you receive when you come into an online program or course. Not everyone has a diligent English teaching mother like me, but even if you don't, you can receive an enormous amount of support from programs. And that's the type of support I received here in those 2 years when I received my master's degree. It was incredible. I was taking courses and doing things that I'd never done before, writing a lit review and a research proposal, and taking statistics and all sorts of things. And I never wanted for feedback or support. It was truly an amazing experience. One instructor that still sticks out in my mind is Dr. Beverly Ray, who still teaches here, and she was just so tremendous. She changed how I taught social studies in District 91. She also was the first person to encourage me to take my proposal and turn it into an actual project and to conduct research. And because of Dr. Ray, I ended up conducting the research after my program and presenting at a national conference. And I can trace back so many of the skills that I use every single day to those 2 years in that master's program. And I am extremely grateful that I was able to take this. I did it for the pay lane change, I won't lie, but I left with just an enormous amount of skills and toolbox that I use all the time. And it's that reason why this award is so meaningful to me. When my daughter was 3, I said, "Did you know I'm a teacher?" And she looked at me kind of confused and she said, "Daddy, I thought you were a giant." And so now I get to take this back to her and show her that proof that I'm a Bengal. So that really means a lot to me. Thank you very much.
It's the first time I've had to pull the microphone down today. The College of our last award, I about announced it myself, that's awkward, is the Bengal Partner Award. Introducing our award, and our award winner is Abhi Moon, who is Director and Marketing of Communications for the College of Education.
The College of Education Bengal Partner Award is presented in recognition of an individual who has demonstrated exceptional service to the Idaho State University College of Education. Service may include supportive activities, volunteered service through participation on college committees, or fundraising. This year, we are honored and excited to present the Bengal Partner Award to Ms. Tabitha Butler. Tabitha is an Idaho State University alumna who completed a degree in history and previously worked for the United Way and Intermountain Healthcare in Utah. During her time at Intermountain Healthcare, she was involved with several projects, such as fundraising for Primary Children's Hospital through the Idaho Radiothon. She also supported the remodel of WorkMed space at the Bear River Valley Memorial Hospital, and she mentored student coordinators in hosting dance marathons in support of Primary Children's Hospital. I'm so honored to present this award about Tabitha. We started working together about 3 years ago, and I knew from that very first week that we worked together that she was going to be someone to make things happen. And I don't think she stopped making things happen since she's begun at the college. In fact, I like to say she's the busiest person at the college, possibly behind Dean Jean, and she does this all in high heels. And I just truly believe she's someone that she's continuing to make things happen and she's continuing to make a difference. Recently, Tabitha was promoted to Executive Director of Philanthropic Engagement, where she oversees fundraising efforts for both the College of Education and the Idaho Museum of Natural History. She also manages the Philanthropic Advisor for the College of Arts and Letters and supervises the Director of Donor Relations, who oversees all stewardship for Idaho State donors. If you were to ask Tabitha, she'll be the first to tell you this is her dream job, because she has the unique opportunity
to meet incredible people, many of you who are here tonight, and she connects them to philanthropic initiatives. But if you were to ask our donors and our alumni and our partners of the college, I think they would agree with me that Tabitha's natural passion for helping others really resonates with everyone she meets and who she mentors. I personally witnessed Tabitha going out of her way and going above and beyond on multiple occasions to help out. One such occasion is dropping off some free ISU gear to Carly Maloney. In fact, it seems that Tabitha's efforts never cease. Oftentimes, Tabitha enjoys spending her free time, including weekends, weeknights, attending ISU events, ISU sporting events. She's out in the community. There are many characteristics that I admire about Tabitha, but most of all, I just admire her willingness to make things happen, and she really genuinely connects with everyone that she meets. And she seems to leave a lasting impression as well. Tabitha's exceptional service to the Idaho State University College of Education is also unmatched. She has continued to reach and exceed fundraising goals. In fact, I know Jean mentioned this already, but I want to note it again. We have set a new record of $2.4 million raised at the College of Education this year, thanks to Tabitha. I often joke with Tabitha. I help create our Bengal Education Review magazine, and I tell her that we're running out of space in our magazine for scholarships. So she needs to quit being so good at her job. But all jokes aside, her remarkable commitment to engaging with our alumni, our partners, and our friends of the college is significant. And her outreach efforts and all the work that she does has really enhanced our reputation at the college in recent years, which has ultimately impacted our students and our students' access to education. I do want to make one final note of Tabitha and her work. We also successfully navigated and established the college's donor wall this last spring. I don't know if I can truly put into words the amount of work that went into this donor wall. I know Tabitha went above and beyond her job duties, learning marketing, facilities, everything that goes into that. In fact, I think she might have a run for your job, Sheldon. But it was thanks to her relentless efforts that we really established this one-of-a-kind and innovative donor wall in our college, which we're incredibly proud of, and it's the first of its kind on the Idaho State University campus. And I know the impact our donor wall will be felt for years to come. So in conclusion, Tabitha's role to our college and the success of our college is really pivotal. And she has significantly expanded our donor initiatives that have had a profound impact on our programs, our departments, but most importantly, our students. I just truly think Tabitha is an outstanding person, both professionally and personally, and just a wonderful representative of the college. And so she's always someone that's making things happen and will continue to make things happen, and just very deserving of this year's Bengal Partner Award. So Tabitha, will you please come forward and accept your award? Thank you, Abby. I cannot tell you enough how grateful I am to have you as a friend and a colleague. I am able to do what I do because of Abby's talent, dedication, and incredible work ethic to the College of Education. What you don't know about Abby is that she has had the fortune, or perhaps the misfortune, of working with 3 generations of my family, starting with my grandmother, my mom, and then me. And when I was interviewing for this position, my mom said that if I ended up at the College of Education with Abby, we would be a powerhouse team, and she was not wrong. Speaking of my interview, the dean and I like to refer to that time as the dating game. There were 3 finalists and 3 colleges looking for a philanthropic advisor. And we got to interview with each one of the deans, and then it was a great secret of who was gonna pick who. And the dean and I picked each other, so we feel like we won the dating game. But really, an interview wasn't the right way to describe how Jean and I met. We instantly went into strategy planning when we met about how we could get scholarships to as many College of Ed students as humanly possible. Like Abby, Jean makes my job incredibly easy. Anytime I want to plan a trip to go meet alumni, she's up for it. She co-hosts a radio show with me that we'll win a Grammy for one day, I'm sure. Could be today's episode, Carly. And it is because of Dean Jean's leadership that so many of you choose to put your donor dollars into the College of Education. We also have, hands down, the best alumni. And I have the best job because I get to work with you. Our alumni has a special club called the Retired Educators Club. It's an association, and they let me go. And I feel super lucky that I get to hang out with them. My biggest regret in life is that I can't be retired at the same time as you guys. I also have to shout out Catherine and Amy Ryder, who are watching on our YouTube live. They're not watching to see me, they're watching to see Dr. Foster. But to thank them for encouraging me to apply for this job 3 years ago. I also need to thank my parents, who started working at Idaho State University 27 years ago, so ISU has always felt like a second home. And my grandma, who taught me that high heels are appropriate for any occasion. And I go to many of those occasions. Like Abby said, I love this community, and I love ISU, and I love going to everything from Art Walk. I serve on commissions. I love to go to all the sports games, mostly the women's sports games. And I enjoy skiing on the weekends. I always get asked how I do this with all the energy that I do it, going from event to event. And besides the large amount of coffee that I drink, Laura, thanks for always having a to-go cup for me. The real reason that I can do all the things I love in this community is because of my greatest supporter, who also happens to be an educator, my boyfriend, Tyler. He truly believes that I can do anything. If I said I needed to fly to the moon to paint it orange for Bengal Giving Day, he would believe that I'd made the arrangements with NASA and would go check the fluids in my car to make sure I got to my rocket safe and on time. Thanks for giving me the confidence when I have none, and for being my safe place to recharge so I can keep my schedule wild, full, and busy. I honestly don't feel like I deserve this award. There's so many other great things that I want to do for Idaho State University and for the College of Education. Thank you for all of your support for what I've accomplished so far and for this honor. I look forward to a long and wonderful career with ISU. Thank you again, and roar, Bengals, roar.
Okay, we're almost done. I would like to invite one more person to the podium, Dr. Jeff Thomas, to say a word in honor of our esteemed and very much loved professors, Dr. Patty Mortensen, who has decided, sadly, to retire. I know, Pat, this is a surprise, Patty, but we knew if you knew, you wouldn't let us do it, so we'll try and do it as low-key as possible. This is very bittersweet news for us. While we are so happy that you will now get to enjoy a well-deserved retirement that you've put off for 3 years to help us out, we know your husband, children, grandchildren, and pickleball teammates are going to be really happy to have you back full-time. So, like I said, in characteristic Patty Mortensen manner, she did not want a big to-do acknowledging her retirement, but we couldn't let the night pass without saying something about you. So, thank you for not giving me a hairy eyeball right now and letting this happen. Jeff, you're welcome to come to the podium and say a few words about Patty.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's great to be with you. What an eventful night. I'd like to congratulate all the award winners first and foremost. And to start off with, I got to tell you, something crazy happened today. The guy who stole my diary died, but my thoughts are with his family. Okay, I just had to do that. So I appreciate this opportunity just to share a few remarks. As is mentioned, Patty's retiring. And frankly, this is a day I was hoping against hope would never happen. For over 40 years, Patty Mortensen has been a highly successful K-12 classroom teacher, principal, director, superintendent, and the last 10 years serving effectively as a university professor and department chair. Now, before teaching at Idaho State, I had the privilege of knowing Patty professionally for a long time, as she and I were superintendent colleagues together, navigating the turbulent legislative, economic, and political waters together. Patty was always well regarded in our superintendent group as an intelligent, organized, and effective educational leader. I had great respect for Patty before working alongside her here at Idaho State, but I have even more now. Throughout her stellar career, Patty has been excellent in every position she has held. We have truly benefited from having Patty teach and lead in the College of Ed. She was before her time in researching the chronic Idaho teacher shortage and has been instrumental in assisting and launching the careers of many aspiring school principals. On behalf of everyone at the College of Education, may I just say that we are saddened to see you go. We will miss your professionalism and expertise, and I want to personally thank you, Patty, for your support, friendship, mentoring, and scoring wonderful, great courtside seats to women's basketball for my wife and I. Yes, that was awesome. Okay, it's kind of funny. We wish you all a very long, happy, relaxing retirement, and may you win many, many pickleball tournaments.
So, just one quick thing. This is not low key. I just wanted to fade into the, woodwork. But I will say that this last 10 years at ISU has just been the capstone of my career, and I have loved it here. And it has been very difficult to say that I'm going to retire. That's why it's taken 3 times. This year, because I've loved it, and working with Jean and the leadership team and the people here in the College of Ed has just been an amazing experience, and thank you, everyone.
Okay, well, thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Patty. I'm going to ask everybody to join me one last time in congratulating our award winners for tonight. Yes! Before we depart, I have 2 requests. First, we kindly ask each award winner to take home a centerpiece. If you are at a table with no award winner, you get to either draw straws, arm wrestle, or otherwise distribute these among the guests at your table. And second, may I ask all of the award winners to stick around in the hallway for photos. We promise to do this as efficiently as possible because we know you're busy people and have places to go, but we would just like to make sure we capture the photos you want and the photos for our next issue of the magazine, which you will be in. With that, I would just like to say thank you all for turning out for this event. We really appreciate your support, and thank you for coming and celebrating with us. Have a lovely evening.